The world is a weird place.
But what if it was a little bit weirder?
Nah. Join us,
The Wonder Women,
as we explore the world if it were a lot of bit weirder.
but in just a little bit of time.
Wonderlets, Wonderlets, don't you want to come get a
Just for
Wonderlet?
special people.
It's for good and small.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Wonder Women.
And
And
it's and it's
We're very
Wonderlet
good.
time, and it's time for a Wonderlet.
And we're going to do Wonderlet.
Yes. What's a Wonderlet,
What?
you ask? A Wonderlet is a miniature version of our regular episodes where we surprise each other with a topic of our choice and then present our wondering to the other Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It's totally not at all complicated and very easy to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's dive right into this Wonderlet, which I have chosen this topic for you. And my Wonderlet of the week to share with you is, what if the sky was not blue?
Ooh, yes. I like this.
Yes, I was looking out at a very blue sky and I said, I wonder what would happen if you weren't blue. What would life be like? And thus inspiration was born.
Nice.
Yes.
Like all
I
great
was also trying to
genius.
distract myself from my exercise video because that was painful and I didn't like it. Okay. So I learned a few things, and I hope you enjoyed this journey with me.
Okay.
So let's find out. Let's dive in. So first thing I learned is there's two things that affect how we see the sky. So the first is the types of light waves that get filtered through the atmosphere, which I think is the most common thing. If people ask, why is the sky blue? Do you know why the sky is blue?
No.
Oh, wow, this excites me. I get to tell you this.
Yeah, let me know.
So the sky is blue because as sunlight is filtered through our atmosphere, the different particles that make up our atmosphere, sometimes it's chemical particles like our oxygen, nitrogen, etc., and sometimes it's dust particles that come in from the ground and pollution, etc. They scatter the light, and so blue light is what gets scattered most frequently, most often. And so because it's scattered all over the place, it's more common. We see the sky is blue because that's the light waves that are being reflected and scattered towards us.
Okay. Wait, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Before there was so much pollution and stuff in the sky, was it a different sort of blue? Did it look different?
Potentially. And actually, this is a very good time to truth test that because we're all stuck in our homes and pollution is going down. So we should see.
Look at the sky.
Kind of blue. And then the other factor that goes into how we perceive this color of the sky is the way that we physically can perceive light. So we have like rods and cones, and like this part was very sciencey, so I didn't do a ton of effort into understanding it. This is a Wonderlet. You getting the half Monty for this episode. But we perceive blue. We have different receptors for blue light, green light, and red light. And so we perceive certain lights more strongly than others. And so, for example, if you look at a color spectrum, it goes, it's the rainbow.
Yes.
Part of the reason
I love the rainbow.
Yeah, good. I like the rainbow too. So part of the reason that we don't, for example, see a green sky, even though green is also, is closer to blue, is in part because we don't perceive green as strongly as we do either blue or red.
Oh, interesting. Why?
So even if, I don't know. That's just how we've evolved, I suppose.
Oh.
And I don't know why we evolved to be that way. I tried to look, but I was like, oh, this is hard and it's stressful. And I'm still sore from my workout, so I didn't. But so even if more green light does come through the atmosphere, part of the reason that we don't see it is because we're trained to, we see more of the blue that comes through along with that, or for example, we might pick up more on the red light that's filtering through because we perceive red more strongly than we do green.
But what about all the green plants we see?
So green plants, actually, the reason they are green is because they absorb blue and red light and then reflect the green light back at us. So because they're not reflecting blue and red light
There's not that stuff for us to pick up with our eye.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So in the sky, there is some green light, but we're just not picking it up.
Right.
Weird. Whoa, I never thought about
Apparently,
that.
yeah, I didn't either. It's very interesting. And apparently there's something called a green flash where around if you see the sunset from a very from a certain place, it's very it's very rare. It's a very rare phenomenon. You'll see like this flash of green light. And
What?
that's just because the
It'll
different
look like a
light
flash?
waves. Yeah.
Weird.
Yes.
Because I was just going to say, like, when the sun is setting, you kind of see the whole rainbow and a little
Right.
haze of green, too.
Right.
Weird. But a green
Exactly. And
flash
the
I've never
reason-
seen.
Yeah, maybe you will because you're in the mountains now.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Don't disclose
the
my
reason-
location.
Sorry. There's only one mountain you could possibly be at. So part of the reason just on sunsets, because you mentioned it, is the reason that the sky looks red and yellow, etc. to us at the sunset is because the angle of the sun to the earth means that the sunlight is filtering through more of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So more of the blue light is scattered and filtered out before it gets to us, which leaves the red and kind of lower wavelength lights, which are like the red, yellows, and oranges, to filter through.
Oh,
And so
got
that's
it.
why the sky looks more red to us at sunset than it does during the high day.
Wow. Look at that. You did science
Yeah.
that for me.
Science! It's so exciting. So, if the sky wasn't blue, actually, okay. So, obviously, rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. We talked about why the sky doesn't
Obviously,
look green to
rainbow.
us. Duh. So, we talked about why the sky doesn't look green. But a lot of people ask, why doesn't the sky look violet?
Oh.
Because the blue is not the highest frequency of light wave, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Violet is technically higher. So, like, why doesn't the sky ever look purple? So the answer to this is because violet on the color spectrum it doesn't actually mean purple. It's more of like a very deep blue, like an indigo blue.
Yeah, okay.
And then also because to get actual purple is you have to get that's where you need a mix of wavelengths.
Oh, you need
Like,
some
a
red
mix
too, right?
of red and blue light, right? So if the blue light is what's scattering, the reason that the sky isn't just like uniformly always purple is because that like mix of red and blue light isn't happening.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Okay, question number 1. Why do sometimes clouds look very purple?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
I don't know. I do not know the answer to that.
Okay.
My guess it would be because maybe they're reflecting different kinds of light, and we're maybe I don't know. Maybe some red light is hitting them. Like I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes I didn't read a lot about this, but I saw it mentioned like sometimes different weather patterns will affect the colors of clouds, and that's not necessarily because of the sunlight reflecting on them, but certain like things that are happening inside the cloud. So like if you see like a tornado cloud and it's kind of greenish, that might be because other factors happening inside that storm rather than necessarily the sun.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Different
I don't know.
factors.
That's a
Okay.
question.
I have to cough.
Me too. Cough break.
And my cough break. And my second question is, okay, speaking about mixing colors then, why do we have a green cone or rod in our eye instead of a yellow one?
I think that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not even going to hazard a guess because I don't want to perpetuate completely unbased false science.
Thank you. I
Just slightly
appreciate
false
that.
science. It's all on us to make sure we don't spread fake news.
Okay, well, maybe one of our listeners knows the answer.
Yeah.
And they can get a
tweet
prize.
us. That's right. You can get something. A fartment or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Okay. So this was interesting to me because it helped better lay the groundwork for what would the sky be like if it wasn't blue.
Mhm.
And probably the only other real alternative, it seems, is that the sky would be red.
Ooh, which sounds aggressive.
It does seem aggressive.
Yeah.
So, okay, where to start? One is coming back to the whole reason that the sky is blue is because the atmosphere causes the light to refract in different ways. If the sky were a different color, that might mean our atmosphere were different. So, for example, on Mars, apparently,
Oh, yeah.
the sky is red. And that's because they have, for example, a heavier carbon dioxide atmosphere.
Ooh.
And there's a lot more dust in the atmosphere. So
Whoa.
it scatters the light differently.
Whoa, so could
Yeah.
potentially, if we pollute the world enough, could our sky turn red?
I think that's what I was wondering. Like, is there going to be some doomsday scenario where eventually Earth's skies are like more yellow, orange, red just because the sky is so polluted?
Ugh, or maybe at that point you're just dead because that's probably a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Ugh.
So I guess my first thing, if the sky wasn't blue, that means the atmosphere would be different, which would mean maybe we'd have evolved to be completely different.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be oxygen breathing or like be super nitrogen heavy or super carbon dioxide heavy. So maybe life would be either hadn't had the chance to evolve because the atmospheric conditions weren't right, or would have just evolved completely differently.
Oh, weird.
And it'd be a red sky over a bunch of carbon dioxide breathing plant humanoids.
Ooh, would that have changed how... No, maybe not. Would it have changed how plants worked if there was...
Yes.
Okay. I can't quite figure out how. Tell me.
So I couldn't either. I have some theories, but my theories about how plants might be different is they might be a different color, because it might be that they had, if there's less blue light that's able to get through or that's scattered, or maybe it's completely scattered off before it gets to our atmosphere, before it gets to the surface level, that plants wouldn't be able to absorb that. So maybe they'd have to absorb green light that came through.
Oh.
So maybe plants would be reflecting back at us whatever light that they could, or no light at all. So maybe plants would be black.
Whoa, weird.
Because they had to absorb as much light as possible.
Ew, could you imagine a salad that's just a bunch of black greens?
Yeah. Or like,
Weird.
that would mean from space, the planet might look black.
Yeah.
Because...
Oh, and then also that would have an impact on global warming, right? Because black absorbs more heat, whereas green is reflective.
Oh.
So
yeah.
that would be bad.
Although, it might be that... So, blue light and like violet light are higher energy, and on the red and yellow spectrum, it's lower energy light. So, it's possible that lower energy light waves are what's actually getting through most frequently, so that maybe that would mean our planet doesn't get as hot because we're getting less energy filtered through. So maybe
it would just change the planet physics.
Yeah,
Weird.
maybe.
Okay.
And then also this came back to plants too, because plants might be smaller or struggle to survive because they're getting less energy. So either maybe they'd have to have been hyper efficient somehow, or maybe that they would just grow more slowly, because they're not getting nearly as much energy to do photosynthesis with, because they're getting lower energy light.
Oh, yeah.
Because blue light isn't filtering through.
That makes sense. Weird. So that could be smaller plants or a smaller forest or less
And then that
stuff for
means-
people to live off of.
Exactly. The animals that eat plants would be smaller, and the people that eat them would be smaller. So again, we'd have maybe evolved to be much smaller creatures.
Oh, which could be fun.
Yeah. Little Lilliputians running around under red sky.
Would it change at all how people get like vitamin D from the sun light?
I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that. I don't know.
Okay.
That is a good question for further curiosity.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I thought the ocean might look a different color.
Ooh. Like,
so-
would it just be red?
So, not necessarily. So, I thought the ocean was blue because it reflected the sky, which I'm sure to a degree has to be true. But also, apparently, according to NOAA, water absorbs light in the red part of the spectrum.
Oh.
So
it's
I
like
don't
a
think
plant.
that... Yeah, exactly. So I don't think oceans would be red if the sky were red, because they'd still be absorbing that light. But if there were less blue light then for them to absorb and then like reflect back, would that mean they would reflect back nothing and the oceans would look black, sort of like our plants were?
Could they be
absorbing the red light?
could they
they'd look
maybe
green.
be purple? Because what if there's a lot of red and they're only absorbing some of the red light, but then some of it's also getting reflected back along with a little blue, and then it makes purple?
It's possible. I just don't know. I don't know how much blue light would have to come through and still mean that our skies weren't blue. Like if our skies were not blue, I don't know how. Does that mean all the blue light is bounced back essentially by the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Or does that mean only a little bit of it gets through compared to the amount of red? I don't know.
Weird.
So I don't know if maybe we wouldn't even have violet as like a perceivable, visible color
Oh, weird.
to us.
Black
Or, like,
oceans would
there
be
just wouldn't be-
weird. It seems like
Yeah.
a
Or
drowning
maybe they'd
hazard.
be green.
Oh.
Right. Maybe they would be green because they still absorb. If water absorbs like the red, that still leaves like the green light. So maybe we'd have black plants and a green ocean.
Wow. Sounds like a beautiful world.
And a red sky. Red sky with black plants and a green ocean. Sounds really ugly. Actually.
Yeah. Wow, what a
So,
great picture
yeah.
you've painted for us.
Thank goodness the sky is blue.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Weird. Cool. I like
I
it.
know. Yeah. Well, I guess that wraps up this tiny little one.
Oh, wait. I had a thought. Sorry.
Good.
Okay,
No,
what would
that's
happen
great.
to clouds, too? Because if clouds have water, so they're absorbing, like you said, their colors kind of dependent. Oh, would they be? They wouldn't just be like red in a red sky. Maybe they'd still just be gray, red.
Oh, no. Why are clouds white? Is it because
I don't
they
know.
reflect all the light? Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. We have to find out why clouds are white.
Yeah, got a lot of follow-up points.
Yeah, we got a lot of to-dos out there for
The
scientists
wondering
of
never
you.
ends.
Yeah. What would happen to vitamin D? Why are clouds white? Come on, people. Get it together, audience. This is a participation wonder.
Please.
Tell us.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that wraps it up this time.
All right.
Wonderlette, done.
Wonderlette
Well,
out.
thanks. Thanks for joining me on this small little journey.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue skies.
Oh, coming
Nothing but blue
Bring on a
skies.
happy day.
Yay,
Blue skies are
skies.
coming through. I think we picked different songs.
I think we totally did. I don't even know if I had an actual song. I thought I did, but then I was like, yeah. Okay.
All right. See you later.
Boy.